Hey there, thanks for taking a minute to stop on my channel. I'm glad to have you. I hope you'll consider subscribing. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up if you find value from this video. Without further ado, today we're going to talk about the top primers of 2022. I went ahead and included my eye primers in this video because I didn't want to make a separate one because there really wouldn't have been a lot of content for that, because I really kind of didn't experiment a lot with primers in 2022, not gonna lie. I just kind of got the ones that I had and I kind of stuck to them because the ones that I found that I was using I really liked and they worked, and I kind of didn't branch out from that territory too much because, I think I did try a lot of foundations, and maybe that was why. And in order to get a really good foundation video out where I really tried the product out, I felt like I kind of needed to stick with the primer because I knew how it worked. Anyways, we're going to do our eye primers along with our face primers here together in this video to save us from having to do that. Okay, the first primer up is going to be the ones, we're going to go from the worst to the best in this video. So you're going to have to hang on to find out which one the best one was. Going to keep you in suspense. Hope you like that. I'm not being mean. Okay, the first one that didn't work is, or I guess I just did not like it. It's the Too Faced Plump and Prime. Now, I don't even know if they sell this anymore because I tried to look for it again because I knew it was going to be put in this video. I was up in Ulta not too long ago, and my Ulta doesn't, they have a really bad inventory, not gonna lie. So I don't know if it was that. I didn't even take the time to go into their website to see if they still sell this primer, just out of curiosity. It's one I will never repurchase, and for several reasons. First of all, I just didn't like it. Now, what it's supposed to be, it's called a Luxury Face Plumping Primer Serum, and it was supposed to do like a lot of good things for your skin at the same time. It's supposed to be plumping and do all the things a primer is supposed to do in addition to a little bit of skincare. And in my opinion, I think they should have just stuck to what they know best, which is making a primer, because trying to do too much in one product, I think they kind of missed the mark on this one. And furthermore, the stuff turned yellow. Like, this is not the shade it's supposed to be. Now, mind you, I got this in the very beginning of last year, if not in December of last year or January. I mean, I got it really super early, and it's been sitting around for some time. However, it had turned yellow rather quickly, which usually tells me, like, I know if you have a vitamin C serum and it turns yellow, get rid of it right away because it's no longer effective. And a lot of skin, if your products start turning colors, it's time to get rid of them. I mean, this is just not the normal life of a primer. And it just didn't do anything for me as a primer, like I said. I couldn't describe it like as a silicone feel. It had a smell. It wasn't offensive. It was okay. But as a primer, no. And like, look at that. It's like, ugh, I don't know. I don't know what the heck to do about that. But if you do happen to see this on the shelves, I don't think I would get it. And I know I paid a lot for it. I don't know what I paid for it. I paid too much for it. I'll tell you that much. Paid too much for it is what I did, because it's a complete fail. Glad this video is over so I can get the heck rid of it. Don't buy it. Moving right along. The next one that, I liked. I mean, it's a drugstore brand. Let me wipe this off my hand because it's gross. I don't want that stuff on me. Was the Essence My Skin Perfector Tinted Primer. And it has an instant blurring effect with a natural matte finish. And I had it in the shade 20 Nude Beige. I like this primer. It is drugstore priced. I mean, any product that Essence makes is a drugstore priced product. And they have some really good products. I don't think that I have even found an Essence product that has failed. I don't think. That remains to be seen. But the primer was really nice. Like I said, it did all the things. And it comes in a couple of different shades. Not a whole lot because, I mean, it is a primer. You're going to put foundation on the top of it. And it was blurring. Now, I try not to use a lot of mattifying primers or products simply because I have dry skin. I'm an older woman, and sometimes a matte looks bad on me, with the exception of the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop, which is a matte foundation, which actually does not look terrible, which is, I mean, go figure. But I try to stay away from these just for that reason. I will use these more in the summer because, obviously I'm sweating. But I just dispensed some of the product for you to see. It's a very nice primer. I mean, I would wager to say you could even get away with wearing just this primer alone. You might have to put powder on top of it. It's a beautiful primer. I would really mistaken this for being a high-end primer, to be quite honest with you, and drugstore priced at that. So there's that. I guess I didn't move this into the number one more up the line simply because it has a matte finish. I don't know. It was a difficult decision to make because I kind of liked all these primers that I'm working with the exception of that Too Faced one. Which, oh my gosh, back to the Too Faced one. You would think a product of that caliber, pricey no doubt, would have a better primer. You're probably going to see my dog hair in a minute because every time I make a video, he either knocks a light over or jumps in the video. Huh, Tyson? Do you want a primer for your face? Your face is beautiful. Please don't knock my lights over. We're going to have to start again. I should do a bloopers video of how many times he has knocked these lights over. Oh, he's going to knock that light over in the middle of me doing a video. Probably because I got so angry I was embarrassed. Not at him, at the situation, because I love him and he can do no wrong. He'll probably come around. You'll get to meet him if you haven't met him in a lot of my other videos. Moving right along. The next product in our primer lineup is the Il Makiage No Filter Poreless Base Smoothing Primer. Now, the Il Makiage product line is, I'll put the video card up here. That's a whole vibe in itself. If you are new to the Il Makiage, you've seen it. You have seen it all over social media. Hi, Tyson's here. He can probably smell that product and he'll want to lick it. You've seen it all over social media where they can shade match you online, and everybody's buffing this foundation in their skin going, oh, I can't believe it, and blah, 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 blah. You've seen it. That's the Il Makiage line. They don't only just have foundation, they've moved into, they've got eyeshadows, eyeliners, a lot of different products. But when I went ahead and I was trying to try out that foundation to see what the hype was all about. It also brought the fact that I needed the primer, and I thought, well, yeah, I need the primer. And then it came up with a concealer. I was like, oh, yeah, I need the concealer. I mean, heck, it could have gone on and on. It's very clever marketing what they do when you get on there, because the next thing you know, you went to buy one foundation and you're like, it's like $200 later because you just bought all the things. So I kind of had to stop myself. But I don't regret this purchase. All of that being said, because this is an excellent primer. And the Il Makiage foundation is a great foundation as well. Really, really love that foundation. I bought 2 or 3 bottles this year so far. Back to the primer, I digress. It's a beautiful bottle. Has a little bit of weight to it. It looks wonderful on your makeup mirror because it looks so high-end. It was more of a silicone type primer, which I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about that at all, especially with my type of skin. I'm dry. I'm absolutely not an oily kind of girl. If you were oily, I wonder if they have, I don't know if there is another primer for those with oily skin, but it's a beautiful primer. It rubs right in so super flawlessly, but does not leave any kind of greasy or oily feel behind. It doesn't take a long time to set up either, so you can get right to business, getting your foundation on and the whole shebang. And I'm keeping my eye on my little pitty here because he is a little bit mischievous, especially if I'm not paying attention to him, and I'm not. Okay, we're going to move right along before those lights come tumbling down. Like that John Cougar Mellencamp song, When the Walls Come Tumbling Down. Nevertheless, the Milk product. I got their gripping eye primer, and I got the Hydro Grip Primer face primer. Loved both of these products so much. You can see I only have a little bit of the face primer left. This was great. This is what the eye primer looked like. Did a great job. It is clear. It has no tint to it, which, you know, sometimes you like that, sometimes you don't. Please don't make fun of my dry hands. I have psoriatic arthritis and I cannot help that. Anyhow, back to the primer. It does a great job of holding your eyeshadow in place, keeping the colors vibrant, and keeping your foundation or your makeup on all day. And that goes for the Gripping Hydro Primer for your face as well. Excellent primers. I highly recommend both of these. If you can find them. For a while, I could not find this eye primer anywhere. I mean, I had to really wait it out until I got it, but worth the wait because excellent products both. And that being said, with the eye primers, I love the NYX Ultimate. This is the Shadow and Liner Primer, and I love this because it's a little bit tinted. And I do like that because sometimes some of the more neutral shades, like my blending shades or my highlighting shades on my eyes, don't show up, particularly on camera. So I do like this for that. It's very, very light. You know, if you've ever used some particular eye product or eye primers, they kind of feel kind of heavy or even like maybe a little bit sticky. This was not. It's a very beautiful primer, and it's NYX. Price point can't be beat, and it does what it's supposed to do, and it does a very good job at it. One of my favorite eye primers of all time, hands down, is the Mary Kay eye primer. This eye primer does have a little bit of caffeine in it, so that does a little bit for waking up your eyes. It's got light deflecting particles. I couldn't even spit it out in them. I love this. I've been using this for years. The only problem is it's in a tube and you can't tell when you're about to run out of it, but it does come up white like that. It's a beautiful primer, and I've used that for years. This is a holy grail. I will never be without this. In addition to all these primers like you see here, I'm always gonna have one of these on rotation just because it's just my first choice, and I have to remind myself, I gotta try other things. This Urban Decay tinted eyeshadow primer potion in Eden, I guess it is. It worked for me at first in the beginning of the year. I was loving it. It's a tinted primer, as you can see. It was doing a great job. It was holding my eyeshadow. It was great. Maybe over the year it got too thick. Maybe this is something you can only keep for a limited amount of shelf time. I don't know. It started to make my eyes feel incredibly sticky, like sticky to the point where I had to stop and like wipe all my eye makeup off because it was that bad. And it was really weird because it worked at first. So does anybody have any insight on this? Has this happened to anybody else with this product? I'd love to know. I like this product so much that I'm considering buying another one and seeing if the same thing happens. Is it me, or did I just keep the product for too long? I don't know. Please help sister out. And the number one primer, hands down, is of course the NYX Marshmallow Primer. Oh my gosh, I love this primer. I absolutely love this primer. Who wouldn't love a marshmallow, right? Whole video on that, because marshmallows are a good thing. Comes out like that. It has like a little light scent, but it's very pleasant. It's a very pleasant scent. It dissipates though, but it's very thick and very creamy when it goes on. You'd almost think that this was a skincare product, kind of like what the Too Faced people were trying to achieve, but completely missed the mark. It's the Marshmallow Primer Base. What does it say? Use alone or with foundation. When I use this, it says it has marshmallow root in it. How much marshmallow root is in it, I don't know. And what marshmallow root does for your skin also leaves to be seen. I have used this all the way down my neck just because I like the way it feels. And it seems to like, I don't know, smooth out any texture I have on my neck and my skin. And I just really like the product. How's that? But that is definitely in the number one spot for me for this year. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video on eye and face primers for the year of 2022. I'll be trying out some new ones. And if you have any that you've been dying to try out or one that you love and I haven't mentioned in this video or tried, please let me know down below in the comments. I'd love to try it out and see how I feel about it and see if I agree or disagree. Like I said, if you have one that you're dying to try, let me know. If you made it to the end of this video, I thank you and I appreciate your support. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again in the next one.